guys, what is poppin'? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, feel free to press that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn notifications on so you see everything good coming in. But I'm about to dive in today on a little bit more of one of my actual lifestyle beauty tips, tricks, hacks. Today I'm gonna be diving in on one of my most requested tutorials and videos, which is how I curl and style my hair. I'm gonna give you a rundown of how I curl my hair. So first and foremost, this is bedhead. This is a little messy, was up in like a messy bun. It's straighter than normal because I washed it yesterday and then I let it straighten and dry straight, which normally what I do is I wash my hair at night. And then when I wake up, it's got my natural curly beach waves. All right, so first and foremost, this is my bed head. This is day two. I washed this, day two. This is day two. I washed this yesterday morning and then let it dry throughout the day, did nothing with it, slept on it, and now I'm gonna go ahead and curl it because I have a Facebook Live going on today, and so I wanted to look cute, and I figured why not film the process. So first and foremost, I brush or comb through my hair. Nothing super fancy about that. My hair doesn't usually get super tangly, but I just make sure it's all completely detangled before I get started with this. Okay, so now that I've brushed through and I have it nice and smooth, the other thing that I think is super important if you're gonna be putting heat on your hair, which I honestly don't do hardly at all. I'm very, very lazy with my hair and also very picky with how often I put heat on it just because I know it's not the healthiest for it. So I use a heat protectant spray. This is the kind that I use, if it'll get it to focus. Come on. I am not good. Here's the kind I use, as it doesn't focus on it. I use the Aussie Total Miracle, and I really enjoy this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this on hair. I try to do different levels and make sure I get each layer. The other thing that I usually try to focus on and do is the ends of my hair a little bit more, because that's usually where you're getting those split ends and that unhealth from your hair. So I usually try to get that a little more intentionally too. I think that's good. Let's dive on in. Okay, so the two things that I think are the most important are the heat protectant on your hair, and then secondly, curling it in layers. That's what I find really helps my hair hold that curl. So I would strongly encourage making sure you're doing this in layers. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull back my hair. I usually do about 2 layers. And I pull back this top section, if you can see that. So it's basically I'm doing a half knot or a top knot updo. And then I twist it around. And then I have some of these clips and pieces to help me hold my hair back when I'm curling it. So I just slide that in there, and then this is my bottom layer of hair that I'm gonna be curling first. So the other thing is I actually curl my hair with a straightener. And I think I've talked about this before, but this is what I use for everything. To straighten my hair, to curl my hair, anything that I use, I'm using this, and it's a GVP. I got this years ago, and my mom has one too, and I used hers for years before I got my own. I really love these things. It's got ceramic inside. It's super nice. I really enjoy them. I just casually dropped my phone. I almost did it again. I'm doing great, guys. I think I first started because I had just chopped my hair and I wanted to figure out how to do those loose waves that everyone was doing with a straightener. And then I realized it was super handy for traveling because I only have to take this little thing and I don't have to worry about a curling iron too. And then I slowly figured out how to do it in such a way that I love my curls with this stuff, even with this long hair. And so this is what I use for literally, I haven't touched a curling iron in probably a year and a half. So this is all that I ever use. So I straighten my hair before I go in to curl anything. The main thing that you're gonna wanna focus on is the ends of your hair, because that's where it can get a little bit wonky and look a little bit weird. Although if there are any serious kinks or anything weird, you can focus on those too. But I'm not worried about getting my hair looking perfectly straight. I just wanna make sure it's at least smoothed out and the ends have been focused on. Okay, now that we've got this straight, let's go ahead and curl a little. I split my hair down the back to the front so I can focus on these 2 sections. And I can make sure I don't have anything going on in the back. I just divide it and pull it forward. And then I usually start right about in the middle. I don't like to start in the front just because I feel like it starts to get in my way. I don't know why this is the case, but I usually start in the middle. I run my wand over that hair strand one more time before I curl it because that heats it up and gets it like ready. And then, I gotta slow down. And then I pull my hair out, take my wand, or my straightener, up and around the back of my head. And then you clip it down right at like the middle, twist, and I usually do like 2 twists, and then you pull it down. And this is harder when you have longer hair. Like you saw, my arm was like straight out behind me, but it's gonna create this like cute little curl. And what I do when I release it too, usually, is I like run my fingers through it to make sure it stays curly, and then I let it go. The other thing that I do is I have another clip, and I clip this up to get it out of my way so I'm not curling around curls. So I pop that up and away as well. And then I'll move on to my next piece of hair. And let's try that again. So I pull, usually this is about like a 1.5 inch section. Sometimes I vary the sizes. I run my straightener down it one more time, and then I pull it out. I like put it together, make sure it's together, twist twice, and then you twist it as you let it go, and it's turned into this super cute like loose beach wave. And these will stay for me for like 3 days. Go ahead and curl the rest of this side, and then I'll talk about how I do it a little bit differently on my right side. All right, so here is the first side with about half of my hair, and this is the looser curls that I usually do on the bottom. Probably have so much sweat. I'm like real warm. Probably have a lot of sweat going on. But this creates those like loose curls, and then when the top layer comes down, that's gonna bring in a lot more dimension to it too. So that's one side. Let's go ahead and let me show you the difference of how I curl my right side, because I know that can be tricky for some people if you're right hand dominant, switching and doing the opposite side. All right, so right side, I do something very similar. I usually start in the middle. That's just me. I don't really know why I do that. Run it through again, and then I face myself with the tip of the wand, and then I pull down and out. And then again, you just twist that hair and then let it drop. If your straightener isn't gliding through your hair like super easily and smoothly, then it's not hot enough. Like I just noticed I was like feeling like I was tugging, and my straightener had accidentally like gotten turned way down. Okay, the one thing that I will say before I go ahead and dive into curling the top layer is something that I normally try to do is keep the bottom layer away from the top. So I usually like twist it like this to help those curls stay in place. I take out this top clip, and then I usually just clip it like sometimes midway. It kind of depends. I usually do it in the back. I'll do that. I've already spritzed this top layer, and I know I can more easily get the top layer with that heat protectant, so I'm not gonna do it again. And then I personally do a part straight down the middle, you know, to the best of my abilities. I'm not like freaking about it. Just because I flip my hair back and forth, I like have a versatile part or whatever you want to call it. So I'm constantly flipping my hair back and forth. And then sometimes I like to leave it in the middle depending on like if I'm wearing a hat or like what kind of outfit. Sometimes I do a middle part. Normally I don't, and I just flip my stuff back and forth. But you can, if you normally like have a very definitive part, you can totally just leave it and part it and then curl it from there. I just do a middle part because I like the versatility of flipping it back and forth. So same thing on top, not a lot changes. Sometimes you can hold these a little bit longer though, so the top layer is a little bit more clear than the bottom, but that's up to you. That's up to like, you know, you can figure out how much heat and how long you wanna hold each pass. That's up to you. You can figure out how long you want to hold each pass and how many times you wanna twist it in order to figure out like the tightness and heaviness of your curls. So there is that first curl. It's perfect. Freaking love. Let me try to get closer. I don't know if this will help at all, but there's that top curl. That's what I'm gonna do to the rest. The one thing I will say too is you don't have to worry if every single curl is identical. You don't want them to be exactly identical. So for some, they might be tighter. Like this one is way tighter. The last one I just did was way looser. There we go. This one. And I might end up going back and curling this one. Honestly, I probably will because it looks pretty straight. But if it's tighter and looser, that's good because it adds some diversity and kind of like shows that your hair is real. and it makes it look more like authentically curly and like not perfectly curled. So that's an overall tip too. And if I wasn't recording, I could straighten my hair or curl my hair in about 10 minutes with as much hair as I have. If you had thinner hair, I feel like it would be way easier, but here's a look at what this looks like. I just love the softness of this and how natural it is, and this matches my natural like beach waves pretty dang well, except it gives it just like a little bit more polished edge to it. So this is something that I do almost anytime I'm going out, like trying to look super nice. Hopefully that helps you guys curl your hair. That's the first thing that I usually do if I'm trying to look nicer is trying to look a little bit more like polished and professional. I usually curl my hair like this. And this will last me, like these curls will stay right like this for about 3 days if I maintain them. So I could go ahead and like have this polished look for a few days.